the, Thursday, sorry, March 5th.
Oh, that's right.
6 PM, calling the meeting to order. Oh, sorry. Pledge of Allegiance, do we have a?
We do have a pledge student. Come on up and join me up here, Max. All right, this is Max Fody. Max is an 8th grader here, and Max is quite the role model for both his age level peers and our members in the building. That's why I wanted him to come here today. What he loves about our school is the culture that we love, sports, students, he's been a member of our band previously. His favorite subject is math. He has been our spelling bee champ. He was our spelling bee champ this year. He was our spelling bee champ last year. And in 6th grade, he was our runner-up, and really been the 30th best runner-up, with one of our 8th graders. Coming from us. So it was quite an event. Outside of school, Max plays team tennis, plays tennis. And I played last night, like 3 piano players. And boy, did he play. Holy smokes, and then Jamie, you were there. He was watching that, yeah. He could really play. So Max is really
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a proof of posting, and it looks like Rebecca might not be here this evening for our Pinkerton liaison. Not really sure much what's going on over there, but I haven't seen much.
The building's still standing?
Yeah, building's still standing, so that's a good
It's still
thing.
there.
Approval of board minutes of February 5th, 2025. Do we have a motion?
A motion to approve the minutes from February 5th.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That was a no to. Approval of the board minutes of the February 24th meeting.
A motion to approve the minutes for February 24th meeting.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
I have to abstain. I had another meeting that night.
I'm just trying to jog my memory.
So many meetings.
We voted on the first one, and then this was the small.
Really?
Argument?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. And then, we have our first opportunity for the public to address the board. Is,
board would be open to any type of.
Do we wanna discuss it under the new business?
I would put it under B, I would just come back to it.
So the request.
That way you don't have to amend the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Gavin.
Dad's waiting for you outside.
Any other public? Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll close the public for now, we'll have another opportunity at the end, and we have Rebecca Gill from Pinkerton, which is awesome, because none of us knew.
I apologize for being late.
That's okay.
So, March 10th, we have the International Running Day, and a bunch of winter sports are wrapping up this week for winter championships. One of the boys relay broke a New England record this past week, I think. Girls basketball unfortunately lost in the playoffs.
Superintendent's update.
Yep, to begin with, I'd like to introduce Heather Cummings. Heather is our interim assistant superintendent. We're glad we were lucky to find her, and she's been working with all our principals and seems to be meshing quite well with everybody. Nothing but good things that we've heard so far, so.
You're not looking for a permanent home?
It might be, it might be. We've been all been on our best behavior, so,
I tried retiring.
yeah. So I just wanted to introduce Heather. In my board report, I'd just like to add that Becky and I met with Chief Shevlin, over vacation. I'm pleased to announce that we agreed on an MOU for a part-time, be part-time officers, but it'll be a maximum of 20 hours a week. And that'll start April 6th, right?
Correct.
So we're pleased that that finally came to pass now that the police department's fully staffed. We were able to get that done, so.
What is it?
A school resource officer,
Oh, lovely.
it's part-time basis. And we've had it in the budget for a number of years, for those of you who've been on the board for a while. What we also agreed to was previously, for those of you who were here when we started this discussion, we agreed that we would just send the money to the town, and then they would pay for the officer. What the chief recommended, and Becky and I agreed, is that he wants to bill us as they
Monthly.
work every
Yeah.
month. So that way, if for whatever reason the other doesn't have the officers or just one officer, we just have to pay for what we use for services. So it works out quite well for both of us.
He was more concerned about like school being canceled, so
Right.
he didn't want us to have to pay for
Right.
those days.
For
Yeah.
prepay.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
He's really assigned them, and they're people that we know well,
Very well.
to come in and just kind of share the position. If one of them's on vacation one week, he says that the other one would do the full 20 hours that week. So we're excited. It's a good jumping off point to having a person, one person in the job as we go down the road.
And he also said that they'll be dedicated here
Yep.
at the school. For example, in Hooksett, our SRO, if something comes up, they may get pulled out to go to a car accident or a situation that requires additional officers. The chief has assured us that these two will be assigned to us. They won't be pulled out, I should say. And that's all I have in addition to my list.
When are these going for vote, do you know?
They're at different stages. None are at present. The most recent one, the consolidation of the school SAUs got sent back to committee, which means it can't come back until next year.
Okay.
The same, the other,
School
the
choice
open
or-
enrollment, I believe they haven't voted yet, but I believe it's gonna go back for further study,
Yeah.
based on the information we received. But these are the key ones. I mean, and I gave in the book, in your packet, there's a number of, from the NHSBA, there's a number of different laws, but I just kind of picked the most pertinent ones to put in my report.
Any questions? Principal report.
I have an update for you.
You do?
Our volleyball team had their first match tonight and they won.
Exciting.
Yeah,
Wow,
first
that is
volleyball
like-
team. They played Chester tonight,
So
5-3, I believe.
there's been a want for that for
Yeah.
so many years. It's so great that they
We have
got to do it.
23 kids who are participating right now.
It's great.
Yeah.
That's
How many, I'm not a volley, how many people on the court? for when-
6 are on at a time, but we have 3 teams going at a time too. Like when you go to the matches, it's not just one
Oh,
team.
so we have multiple teams?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, like this one was broken into 3, sometimes they might just break into 2 or 4, it depends on where you go, because it's really a club sport that we're doing, so it's
So when
however
you
many kids they have, in courts they can do, they try to
When
do
you say
that.
5-3, does that mean there was 8 matches played, or we won? 5?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we won 5 of them, yeah. Yeah, they were very excited, they just got back just before the meeting.
I did not. Did I have any questions? Anybody have any questions on that? No? Okay. Standing committees. We all got to attend the last budget meeting. It was in response to our letter.
Wow.
So, I think it ended fairly well. We just asked that, the comments stop, and they agreed, but unfortunately, not everyone was in attendance, so, oh well.
Can only bring it to the committee's attention, which you did.
Heather, I know you don't have or the time that the health committee meets, but the night was great, what was the name of it, the wellness,
Our wellness fair?
yeah, that was fun.
Last night we had our music and arts night.
I'm sure that
That
was
was
awesome.
very well attended and
I love the
yeah,
hallways.
it was nice. Yeah, I know. They have to come down pretty soon though, because,
Yeah.
you don't want to break fire code for a long time.
And then building, I guess we'll talk about under new business. And I guess that's about it, right?
I think so.
Old business, we talked about the FRO.
Yep.
And then, just a quick break before we do some new business. Just a quick moment to thank Dana for his 9 years. Like, I feel like I'm losing a partner in crime almost.
Long time.
A long time, like standing at the recycling center in the freezing cold with our signs and standing outside that day at the polls. I was freezing, but sad to see you go. I know you're sad too.
Yeah, he looks it.
9 years is,
A lot of meetings.
Yeah.
Plus 2 on the budget committee too, so.
No one will miss him more than Bill and I though in policy meetings, well, and Becky. In policy
I'm telling
meetings.
you, that was one of the things I was
It's a
gonna
hard
say,
loss.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we have plans in motion. So we just wanted to present you with this gift. And yes, you have to open it, because
You do.
you do. Isn't
Yeah.
that awesome?
Thank you.
Dana, I just want to thank you for, we've been together 7 years.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking about, I've been a superintendent for 22,
Yeah.
and I mean this in a good way. There are very few board members I've worked with over the years like you, in the sense that if you have a question, you ask it, you either call me, you email me, you know, the very few times where we may have disagreed, we say our piece and then we move on, and that's a rarity, and you know, I just want to let you know, and of course, all the support you've given us, Becky and I, over the last 7 years, Becky for 8, it's appreciated.
Well,
You are gonna be missed.
I mean, I come to a meeting once a month, and you guys that are in the school doing what actually matters, so I just hope in those 9 years, I made some good decisions that helped you do your job.
Definitely did.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
hopefully, we'll have some other members that can call me out on our financial responsibilities to the town. But yeah, thank you very much. You know, we may call on you now and again. You never know.
And don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
I'll be, if you call, be Dana, who? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yes.
On March 11th, who?
And hopefully, us two candidates will,
Yeah.
I don't see how it wouldn't, unless there was somebody writing in mysteriously, I don't know.
But Dana, you will be impossible to replace on that policy subcommittee. You are. Right, Becky?
Maybe a consultant.
Absolutely.
You could be a
But
consultant.
now there's been a challenge made, so. All right, new business. I asked to have us kind of bring up the facilities Turner report.
Yep.
Again, so that we can kind of go through and, not we, I guess, because that would take a lot of time, but to bring it to the surface and maybe have the building committee get together, facilities, and kind of prioritize, and we really need to next year think about putting money in a warrant article for building maintenance projects
That
and
report
things.
is so old.
I know,
We
but
really should look at, have an engineer come in and take a look.
we don't wanna pay for it. That was my only thought. So, I don't know, you guys can decide. I just,
I'll have Becky send out an email to set up. I've went through it. We've done a lot of the things in here.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay, all right,
A lot of them, and we can report that out
all right.
in that next month.
I just don't wanna get,
No, we've done,
we wanna keep ahead of it. You know what I mean?
there's a couple of things that we can talk about in the subcommittee, but
Is that on here? I thought it was, but while we're on facilities, the lead. You were gonna
Yes.
have the,
Yes. I talked with Dawn to get all my information. So we're part of the Get the Lead Out drinking water program, right? So we test every 6 months. And in the past, we've had outlets test above the acceptable level, and we've remediated by like placing faucets, plumbing feeds, adding filters as necessary. And in some cases, like we have 2 classrooms that we just have to post that you can't drink the water, right? Because they're for hand washing only. So you post that hand washing only. So this, whole thing that ended up being talked about in the budget, during the budget time, instead is not something new for us. Like we've had results above the level before. So this fall, 5 outlets received unacceptable levels. One was a classroom sink that the sign had fallen down. So now we're working on getting permanent signs that like you drill into the wall so that that doesn't happen. It's one we already knew about. The other one was the men's room sink. So we've just posted that one because we are hopeful that people aren't drinking out of that one anyway, but it's hand washing only. And then there were the 3 in the kitchen, right? And I think that's where the concern was. So we had a filter put in, and the filter, I know you guys were asking about cost too, it was $4,650 for the work that they had done. The quote was actually $6,300, so they came in below. And then we just had them tested again, and the levels have dropped, but not enough in 2 of them. So what that tells us, and Don also independently had the water tested just as it gets to the building from the well, and it's fine. It's like 0.0015 parts per billion, right? And we're looking at anything above 5 as a problem. So it's not there, right? It's not coming out of our well. So now the recommendation for us is to test again. But the tests that we're going to do are, these are first draw samples that we've done now, which is you don't use those outlets for at least 8 hours, and then you take the water that comes right out of them. Okay, so they've been sitting there. And then there's another type of sample that's called a flush sample, where you run the water for so long, and then you test it. So we're going to do both of those so that we can see, is it clearer, like do we have less lead once it's running through? And that will help us to determine kind of where potentially it's coming from. My thing with that is when I talked with Don about it, and like we were kind of like looking at pictures of the different pipes and everything, is to me it makes the most sense to, at the same time, let's also replace the faucets, because that's likely going to be the issue at this point. You don't think so?
No, the faucets get threaded. It's the sweat joints that come to it.
So that was something
back
that
when
he
some
talked
of
about.
these
Well, no,
were
he talked
done-
about. We got a lot of detail just for you, Mark. What are the things that he talked about? He wrote some stuff out for me here. He talked about that it was now possibly remediation next steps. It could be, it's presumed to be the faucets, the lead solder, or the galvanized pipes, or could be lead service line. Could be the
Galvanized
root
pipes
cause.
could do it, and the solder. A lot of the solder here was probably 50-50.
Yeah, so we were working on, let's start with the least expensive thing first, which would be faucets. So what I said to him is, why wouldn't we then, let's order 2 of the test kits, let's do the test. In the meantime, let's get these faucets, replace the faucets, and do the test again so we can rule out the faucets. Let's try to speed up the process a little bit. So that's our plan. A test kit should be arriving by the end of the week this week. Well, maybe not now with tomorrow's snow. So let's say the beginning of next week. We get a kit, we send it out. He's working on getting faucets at the same time. So then we'll install those faucets on the 16th when we don't have kids in school. We have a PD day. And then we'll test them again that week. So we can also see the difference between those 2 tests. Because to just test again is just gonna say, okay, yes, there's a problem somewhere here. So why don't we do the least expensive remediation that some people seem to be leaning toward, and see if that does anything first. So that's kind of where we're at. And once we kind of have all of this tied up too, we're going to apply for the grant to reimburse for all the remediation that we do.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But again, to get the grant, you have to spend the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a reimbursement.
For it.
Any other questions on that?
How likely are we to get the grant if we did?
Well, they're
something?
almost begging people to
Yeah, they
apply for it,
they
so
promote it
I would
heavily.
say
I
it's
think it's
pretty high chance.
a pretty good chance.
Yeah,
it's
I think they've got the money there and they're saying, hey, if you're doing something, come
Yeah.
apply for it,
Okay.
so.
And next is the Washington DC attendees, and I know this, we'll get to the funding, but there was another concern.
So, a family in town in particular, wanted to know, so their child used to come here, and now he goes to a different school, but they still live in town. He's friends with my son, and they were talking about the DC trip, and the parent reached out to me and said, we weren't invited to go on the trip. And I said, why not? And you live in town, you pay taxes, and, she said, I don't know. So I think I talked to Becky, and the answer was that they have to physically be enrolled in Henry Moore School to go on the DC trip, and I wanna know why. Because they're in town, they pay taxes, homeschoolers can participate in our sports, they can, do certain things in this school. Why do we not allow them to go on a DC trip? So that's why it's on the agenda. I'm not trying to debate one way or the other, it's informational, I wanna know why.
Yeah.
Let me give I answered it last time, I can answer again. So it's a supervision thing. These are kids that the people who are going on the trip have no experience with, they don't know them, it's overnight, it's far away, it's not like a parent could just come pick them up if there was an issue, like, you know, the local sporting events and that type of thing. So for me, it's putting our staff members in charge of children they don't even know or have any experience with.
And at that aspect, they're going with another school district who has no relationship with them at all. They're going with Manchester, so, that's another.
Oh, that child is choosing to do that?
Yeah, yeah, so that was another, indication from the parent, you know, why can't we just go with our home school and instead of going with someone else? So I said, I don't know, I'll ask. I didn't know if it was a school policy, if it was a district policy, if it was a state law, or
It's not
anything,
it's
so.
not, we don't have a policy
per
that
se,
specifically that deals with it, no.
But I would
So
think for overnight,
I think for overnight, again, I know what the statute is, again, homeschool, like you said, they can come in, take our class, they can PE, whatever, even
Yep.
play on extracurriculars.
Yep.
I don't believe it references field trips, but again, I'm not an attorney, so I don't wanna misspeak. But I think we're on relatively solid ground as to the rationale for why not.
And like I said, I'm not trying to
No, I
sway one
understand.
way or the
Yeah, no,
other.
I
trying to
understand.
understand.
Yeah,
No, I
trying to
understand.
understand why they,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
And having done field trips, it's been a long time, but whether it's, you know, to a city, you know, you go down to Boston on a day trip, especially something that's several nights. If I was a teacher, I'd be worried
Yeah.
if I didn't know, and by know, not like know them, but who's this young man or young lady that I'm responsible for, so I can see where.
And I get that.
I can see there'd be apprehension on the teacher's part.
Thank you.
and then do we wanna, discuss, a donation towards the,
The board has made donations for the,
Sex robotics?
yes, in the past.
Do you wanna go over the financials first?
Sure. As of right now, it looks like we have a fund balance of 312,000. Does,
So that's actually just on the
That's just your
expenditure side?
expenditure.
Yeah.
oh,
So remember,
So I
fund
have
balance is
some,
your excess revenue as well.
I have some other numbers to run by you.
okay,
We received a check, last year, the SAU received a check for $60,000 from our flexible spending account, our prior company that closed. And I set the money aside because it seemed too good to be true. And I've been
And it was, right?
hounding. No, it was
No?
not.
No,
Oh,
it was
It
that-
was
that's
not.
what I said.
Right. So,
That's
I
exactly what I
received
said.
a definite answer that the money does belong to school districts. Candia's portion is $24,571.04. That will go into revenue, it's actually already in our revenue because we already have the money. So what that is gonna do, it's gonna bring up our excess unanticipated revenue to $98,000 and some change. That will roll into fund balance.
So if
So-
you, so you.
unexpected usually runs about like 150 or something. But it's still not
But
there
it's
yet.
close to 100, so the fund balance is closer to 412, 415.
So we've had a couple other changes since this expenditure report. We reduced the legal PO by 10,000. We had to bump up a transportation PO. And we have two long-term subs that are gonna come in at 23,300 that are not yet encumbered, because they haven't started yet. But with all that said, our fund balance is at around $391.
Okay.
Quick question while we're on it, the school board services, is that the
That's the,
health?
that's school
Yes.
care.
Okay,
We encumbered that,
yeah,
so we can pay
makes
that.
sense. So we have a little bit to play with.
What did we have them pay last year?
I don't know if we
donated to
donated to DC last year, Mark. I think it was just robotics in the past, that, or maybe memories.
Robotics might have been 4,000,
I believe it was.
around there. We paid for,
Right.
I think, the money
We
that
pay for
we.
the chaperones, I think,
Chaperones.
Mm-hmm.
and
the
their
hotel.
flights and their hotel, I think.
But I mean, for the kids, what is the parents out of pocket to go to DC, Meredith?
It costs $1,086 per kid, so the parent had to pay for that. And then we have raised $8,600 that will be split, so
And then
it goes back to the parents. so.
spending money for each
Yeah, and then
kid on
spending
top
money,
of
yeah.
that.
So what if we, I mean,
We've
you'd
secured
hate to see anybody
scholarships for
miss out.
6 kids
I was
too.
gonna say,
Six
so.
kids.
On the
six.
school side,
So-
we've secured scholarships for 6 kids.
Okay, so hold on. So, let's see, but the 8,793 isn't between all kids, it's
No.
only,
No,
A
I
handful.
can tell you,
The first 3,600.
But all kids had the opportunity to participate,
Right.
so
Correct.
if they didn't, that was a
Those
choice.
that did the fundraisers, there's more money being reimbursed to the parents if they participated in those 2 fundraisers.
so $4,100 will be split amongst all 31 kids. Because we received, a $3,000 donation from the fire department, $500 donation from Becker Transportation, $500, came back from First Stop for the, month of February. And then one patron not only wrote DC Trip on the top of their, receipt, but they gave a $100 cash bonus, cash donation, so.
So that was, she did the math, that's 124, 24 per kid.
And it was what, 1,000?
If we made a bulk contribution with the 6 kids that got scholarships, be exempt because they have their own
Right,
thing
they're
going on?
actually exempt from that too, so if you divide by 25
Oh.
instead.
Okay.
Oh, they
so-
are?
okay.
I
It'll
was
be
going
slightly
across
higher.
the.
I've got,
okay.
they're
25?
set, they're fully paid.
Yes.
What's the number though? 4,100?
4,100 divided by 25,
Be nice to give them maybe a little bit of spending.
164.
That
164.
they don't have.
One family I know worked the concession,
Yes.
so they'll get that money,
So that's 164 per student.
164.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just trying to say, you know, split the cost with the parents and absorb the rest, we can donate up to that. So they pay half, we pay half.
How about half? That's a lot.
Yeah. What was the
It's a
total?
once in a lifetime trip for these
I know.
kids.
Yeah, but
Hey,
that's,
Pokemon.
I
So
mean,
for all 31 kids, it was 33,666.
Why doesn't the board make a motion that say you'll match whatever is
well, they're getting $164 now per student. What if we bump that, whatever the number is, to bump each kid up
It's
to
what?
like 250? Just a round number. And it would, I'm just not quickly doing the math, that would, 25 kids, it's less than $100. It wouldn't be that much money, it's just, I don't know, it's just a thought.
I'll make a motion that we match for the parents, we'll split the cost with of the trip with the parents.
That's like 13,000.
So, $14,783.
I'm already on the hit list, I don't care if we go any further.
My only thing is we don't wanna set a precedent, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, $100 per kid, 25 kids, 26 kids?
If you did, if it was
minus
25 kids, if you did 250, it's about 5,000.
It's less
If you added another 250 per child.
on
I'm
top
just
of
thinking
that.
if some families are having difficulty paying their taxes and we have a fund balance, we're still gonna return money to the town.
I know, but then that money is.
My only thought is to just set a precedent going forward.
So, let's see.
I mean, everybody's already paid for the trip, right? Because this is money they're getting
Mhm.
after the fact, so this is kind of
Right, and
like
this is why I
ice.
said we got the fundraising ball rolling a little late, because
Yeah.
I waited to see
If
if somebody else
If
would.
the board wanted to
Mhm.
give, for those 25 children, $250 each, it would cost $62.50.
I meant bump the 164 up to 250,
Okay,
not
that-
put
so
it on
that's,
top of
that
it.
that would be less than.
Yeah, so
so
it'd be
it'd
less
be-
than $3,000,
Right.
but,
Right.
I mean, I'm flexible, I'm not gonna do half the trip, I don't think that's reasonable. But bump it up a little, that 164, whatever everybody thinks. Everybody's already paid for the trip, so there's just no issue of kids not being able to go, regardless of how much we give them, so. And we did have a lot of people that are concerned with our budget, so I think we need to somewhat acknowledge that too, so.
Support, normally we don't.
Normally we don't, but I'm,
You can, if the board's okay, you can.
I'm all
I
right.
didn't hear that.
yeah,
What?
fine.
She wants to ask a question.
Is this an optional
No, but, I mean, everybody tends to go.
It's, yeah.
We actually usually have a couple that stay behind, but this year we don't.
Let's go down to the Capitol and
Mark made a motion, is there a second? He did make a motion, so.
He did make a motion for half.
If there's no second, then.
Right, it does.
just make sure it's in the minutes.
And we're on TV.
Our one viewer will see, Mark.
I just recommend,
We
I
probably
heard
put
what
them to
Dana
sleep
was
already
saying,
by
I
now.
just recommend that if you
investment,
do
right?
something, you just
Hoping it was
say
free,
a flat per child amount, so that next year, when we're talking about this again, you've got
I
a
think
per
Dana's trying to
child
get there.
flat amount, rather than.
Yeah, I like round numbers, so if
Round
we
it up
bump,
to.
we
Right,
bump that to,
he's trying to get
we're already
it up to
starting with 164, so if we bump it up to 250 or 300 per child, it's not a lot of money. But it's gonna be significant to the
what's the
families.
But they're getting
And that's
that,
what we have right now.
they're getting
Yeah.
that though from their fundraising.
Yeah.
So then
So what
it
are they getting
wouldn't,
right
if we
now?
bumped it up to 200, then we'd,
But
We
we
would be
actually have
adding whatever
more.
the
the
difference.
dollar amount it is to get each kid to two,
Right.
which would be less than three, but we could do 300. I just threw 250 out as a number.
Oh, yes,
We,
Is that to
Like
match
a random
the
number, though.
250 years for the
Huh?
United States? It's our 250th anniversary.
No, it's just like a,
That'd be
round
86
number.
bucks a kid, is that what you're saying? 'Cause that's like,
is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to,
Or if we wanted to bring
Dana,
them up to
I'm
300.
tugging at your patriotic strings in your heart, you know.
Mark.
we have, we went in front of the, well, I went, because all the kids were here last night, I went in front of the Women's Club and asked for a donation, so we're waiting for that. I do have two, maybe three other businesses that I have to pick up checks from them. And like I said, we do have a couple other fundraising opportunities, so the 4,100 is just the checks that I turned into Becky Sarah, so she could deposit them, so.
The board has, you have set up, well, previously, you've donated $4,000 to the robotics team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it wouldn't be unreasonable if the board wanted to donate an amount, a similar amount.
But that was for like 4 kids too, right? This is 31.
So we already
No, no,
paid,
That was really for coaches.
But,
to-
but
Yeah, and we paid
it's the
for
dollar amount for,
chaperones.
for the activity. This is the same thing, you're
Yeah.
taking whatever that amount would be, and it's going to the activity, and it will help the parents.
I'd like to make a motion that we contribute $100 per child,
So it's 2,500.
2,500.
a second.
Oh, that's less than the robotics, and there's.
See, we're paying for our chaperones already, their room, their time,
Yeah, it's
so.
fine with that, I guess.
Just figured I'd make a motion.
Who'd have thought your last meeting, there'd be a big issue to deal with.
Much thinking.
There's a second?
A second,
Okay,
yeah.
call the vote.
All those in favor? All those opposed? We had 1 abstain, 3 for, and 1 against.
I wanted to hire.
I know you did. I wanted another teacher last
Okay.
year. but, you know,
Wow.
Just
I
throw
did.
that in.
They're
A little
not, they don't
different.
I
normally
did, because it
behave
was
like
my kid
this.
that came and spoke, and I'm the head for some reason, so. And I'll probably abstain next year when we come back.
Okay, so next is the assistant superintendent interview
Yep,
committee.
yeah, just for those of you, first of all, Meredith did a great job. She had to fill in as chair because
Oh,
Janice couldn't make it. Meredith, when we told her via email
How we do it is
that she had to chair the meeting, and she says, I didn't volunteer.
no, you have to go to the first SAU meeting.
I said, I think I got this in error. And they're like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, congratulations.
Meredith did a great job. Part of the discussion, when I gave my update on the search for the permanent replacement,
Oh.
was that the board wanted to have each school board to have a member on the interview committee, so
So right now, we're gonna have
you guys need to.
a principal,
There'll be principals from,
Principals.
depending on who applies, I'm trying to get a principal from each of the 3 districts, 2 teachers from each district. I think I had it somewhere.
You do, it's
Trying
in
to
your
do it
report.
off the top of my head.
Special educator from each district.
Yeah.
Special
Okay.
ed
Any
directors.
Special ed director
Yep,
for each.
from each district,
and a board member.
yeah, and myself. And I already sent out to all 3 districts, to teachers asking if they'd be interested in wanting to serve. Again, as I said at the SAU board meeting, we have 10 applications so far. The closing date is tomorrow, March 6th. Of that 10, I'm just looking at them, there's probably 2 or 3 that are really worth, looking at, but I'll make the call on that, and then, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, we have to get the call right, and we may even do the process and may say, oh, we don't go back out, because we still have Heather here to be able to help us out, at least through the end of the year, so we're not in a rush. We advertise at the correct time of year, and I talked to another superintendent who also is looking for an assistant, and they're slightly larger than we are, but they only have about 4 or 5 more candidates than we do, so, and I'm sure they're probably some of the same ones that I have. So that's where we're at.
Do you
So,
have any repeat candidates?
one. One that that applied previously.
Do we wanna vote on who,
Yeah, you have to pick somebody.
pick somebody, do we wanna pick it in April, or do we?
No, I want, 'cause ideally,
Yeah,
if
April.
if we get a couple
True,
more
true.
people, I wanna get this ball rolling.
Anybody interested in,
But Dana can't do it.
no,
And what it will be is, we'll have organizational meeting, we'll go over the applicants, the applications, determine who we'd like to see, or is anyone we wanna interview. We then, set up questions, I'll have some draft questions, the interview committee can do whatever they want with them. We can create our own, or a combination, and we'll have some rubrics to grade the candidates on, and then we'll set up a calendar. I'm hoping we can do it in one meeting, maybe 2, and then we call people in for the interviews. Then make a determination who we'd like to see go forward, and by go forward, that means they would then be interviewed by the chairs of the 3 school boards and the chair of the SAU board, before I make a recommendation to the board in May.
Meredith expressed some interest.
Did she really? Or
did.
you-
I did.
I
Oh,
did, I heard it. I heard it.
All right, I
Well,
want
I
to make,
looked at
It's not
Heather
sitting
and
right
she
there.
was
I
like
make
not
sure, I'm
doing
like,
anything, so I said,
I
I'll
was
do
like,
it.
oh, we're doing that again.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, thank you.
Well, she wasn't sitting there the last time we did it.
That's true.
Right. Poor thing.
And
I
then
thought
everyone's
medical
hand went up,
leave.
said, oh, Meredith can do it. Thank you. That takes care of that.
Okay. And then we've already discussed the financial report. Anybody have any other questions? And then we have the manifest.
I'll make a motion to approve the manifest for February 6th to March 5th, 2026 in the amount of $1,278,865.01.
I'll second.
All those in favor? We don't have any personnel.
No. It's gonna be Dana's last chance to shine.
I know, let's go.
Policy?
Policies.
Alright, so I assume nobody has any questions on the second read, right? Alright, I will, I move to approve policies as a second read. BEDG minutes, DBI, budget implementation, JKAA, use of restraints and seclusion, EEAEA, mandatory drug and alcohol testing, JGG, physical restraint, and JIA, student due process.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright. The first read policies, most of them are just some minor language changes, and then there was one that was new for the AI. Does anybody have any questions on any of them?
There's just a question on, for EHAG, where are we with this?
Which one?
Highlighted.
Artificial intelligence?
The AI?
Yeah,
I think that,
Well, it was probably a question we had to check
I
on
don't think
something
that-
during our policy meeting, right?
yeah,
Why did that get included?
I don't know, I think that was an error on our part.
yeah.
That's not part of the policy.
We're looking into it and we need to
Yeah.
follow up.
Right, we have to follow up. That's a reminder to us that we still have to do a little work on that.
I don't have any questions, anybody?
Anybody else good? Alright, I move that we approve as a first read, policies DJ, purchasing, EHAG, artificial intelligence, DIE, audits, EDB, safe schools, JLC, school health services, IMGA, service animals, JH, attendance, absenteeism, and truancy, JICI, weapons on school property, JLCK, special physical health of students, GCO, teacher performance and evaluation, and IHCA, summer activities. Give me a second.
I'll second, go ahead.
I'll second.
Ladies can- Any discussion?
I got a question on the weapons. Does that include people who are legally licensed and officers?
Officers, yes.
No, it doesn't, there's no exclusion in that. If you read it, there's no exclusion for our RSO.
I think that,
It's not written.
Officer is in here, because I remember we talked about it.
It says you will be reported to the law enforcement.
No, did it get added in?
Okay, weapons under control of law enforcement,
Yeah, the
personnel
last
permitted.
sentence.
Yeah, I'm like, it's in there somewhere, I remember we talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah, last sentence of the first paragraph.
I was reading through it quickly and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just making sure.
absolutely.
Do we have any other questions? All those in favor of moving those as a first read?
Second read. Oh, wait, no,
Second.
it's first, goes
The
out
first
first,
one.
sorry.
Move to the second reading.
To move to the second reading? Aye. Second opportunity for the public to address the board. We don't have any non-public?
No.
Informational upcoming agenda items, it says here New Hampshire Senate and House floor votes, I guess,
That's information in the packet.
Yep.
That's all those.
yeah.
And you can go to the NHSBA web, and if you wanna link, go in and there's more information if you wanna link the actual bill. It says, those are just summaries. And they
then
also give the status of the bill, but that was as of last week.
our next meeting will be a reorganization meeting, so everybody just start thinking about what you wanna do.
And
who you
don't
wanna
miss it.
nominate.
Yeah, don't miss
Because you
it.
never know what you're gonna get assigned to.
When
Yeah.
is the next one?
Like the Meredith rule.
Yeah, yeah.
Who did we do that to before? We did it to.
Christina.
I think we
Yeah,
did it to
Christina.
Mark also.
Yeah, Christina.
Christina
Yeah,
got it one
you
year.
guys did do that too.
Yeah.
Should be the first week.
Yes,
though.
he became the
Never
chair.
I
miss
knew it wasn't
that
the first
meeting.
time we did it.
When Candy is up.
What's that? Colin?
Yeah, that's me calling you to tell
Okay.
you 2-hour delay
Two
tomorrow.
hour.
But
Oh,
that could
Pinkerton
change.
Cave,
2 hour or?
2 hour.
Yeah, they announced it. Stacy was just saying.
When's the worst supposed to be? I haven't checked the weather.
Supposed to start
Oh,
around
nice.
8 through 8 tomorrow
It's
morning.
the sleet and freezing rain.
It's the sleet and the
mix
freezing
that's
rain
gonna
that
make
is
it
start
really
till 8?
tricky in the
8
morning.
tonight.
Tonight.
Oh, tonight, 'cause I leave at 6, and I'm
Where are you going?
You're gonna,
Nashville.
you're gonna
It's
have
gonna be
a,
messy.
Oh.
you're gonna have a tough ride.
Yeah.
I thought you were like going away on an airplane or
What time
something.
do you
So we
leave?
don't have any
Well, I'm
other
supposed to be
agenda
doing,
items.
but-
Oh,
What time do
Do
you?
you need something for next?
I get up at like
Is that,
4:45.
do we do assessments?
we did not adjourn yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't,
Usually we do them in March.
That night home Monday was awesome.
Right?
You wanna
Yeah.
do them next month?
what do we want
And
to do?
you were.
Assessment?
Yeah,
It's on the calendar for next month.
Yeah, why don't we,
It's on
why don't we,
Riverside.
yeah, our SAS results.
Our
and
SAS
stuff and
results.
Dibbles.
Okay.
And
I'm
Device.
over there
year
all-
SAS
I went-
results.
Right, I know, but,
And then do we
Yeah.
wanna,
We should be doing this.
You know, with the
when do we
old
wanna
DPW
talk about the
Yeah.
building?
but they don't
The what?
take it out of embargo.
When do we wanna talk about the
January.
building? Probably in May?
No, we can do April.
April?
If we can, we should be able to get together between now and then, to
Oh,
go through the
facilities
report
So we
and
do
then just say what's still
facilities.
outstanding.
and assessment results. I'll just focus on winter NEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good for now.
Do it a Thursday or Friday, I'm available,
All right, I'll, Becky will shoot the email.
and every other Monday.
Who else is on the committee?
Just Becky, Mark and I,
Dawn.
and Don.
Oh, okay.
Don Beaupre.
Yes.
Yeah, we need our maintenance director on it.
Cindy,
Actually, it's
the
gonna
check
put,
for the DC trip needs to
Have it
be
on.
made out to Moore
have Don
School,
do the per PD meeting.
not Henry Moore School, just Moore School.
That's odd, but whatever.
What's that?
The check for the,
The check for the DC trip needs to be made out to Moore School, not Henry W. Moore School, Moore School.
So, Georgia.
That sounds very
That's what Becky
fancy.
told me, yeah.
oh, that's what Becky Sarah told you? Then that's the way it is.
Yeah, because that's the way it is on the account
Yeah.
at
sure.
the bank.
More school. Sounds
Whenever it
very,
was
She
very
sent me my
exclusive.
forms that I had to fill out and.
Yep.
Becky, are you gonna do the WMUR?
Oh, really?
Yes, when I get home, can we talk about
I
it?
guess so.
Remember that?
I did my message. Did I need to tell anybody? You told the other two, so they're all set,
I
right?
did, they responded, you did not.
Well, because I didn't get it.
I know.
I tried calling her at
Someone else
12:30
I
today.
just
and she
sent
didn't-
it,
Wanna
so
make a motion?
Heather can confirm.
Dana made a motion
Dana
to
can confirm.
adjourn.
I said,
Yeah.
Excellent.
Best phone call ever made.
I think everyone,
Okay.
so that's one. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.